Hi, Salam Alaikum. Sulaiman Rahim here. Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of the seven seals. Pardon me, brothers and sisters. I'm still in my second recovery mode. Right? So, this cough is, I got blood clots on my lungs. They did a job, but I'm still kicking. And I'm going to keep on kicking and punching and shooting and fighting as long as I got breath in me, as long as I can open my mouth and speak, until our enemies are destroyed and my people are back home in the promised land that was promised to them. That's my mission. My mission is not picnics, celebrations, NFL. See, my mission is not to be worried about other people, because if I was worried about that, I wouldn't have stopped long ago, because I'm the lone warrior. That's what it says. It says Suleiman will be the lone warrior. He'll be that light, that piercing light in the darkness against 8 billion vectors of darkness. That little stone that's going to break all other, to destroy all, crush all the other nations. So it's there, but you don't believe it. None of you believe it. It said you wouldn't believe it until the breath is crushed out of you. Like the people didn't believe Noah until their last breath escaped their lungs. It's sad. It's sad. Because it says the harvest is great, but the workers are few. What's that telling you? That means there's many people out there that would be influenced by this, but there's no one to tell them. And those that have understanding, some understanding, are blocking it. So our people are lost for lack of knowledge. It says that. It says the harvest was great, but the workers were few. So that means you got, you got all these apples and everything that you've been growing all year, season, millions of them. And you only got a couple of workers to pick them. That means most of them go rot, go bad, because you can't pick them all in time. See? Because they'll shoot arrows at our people 24/7. And we're not doing anything to shoot back. See? News, television, radio, Hollywood, you name it. They're constantly, churches, the demons, everybody. That's all you hear. If you go out in the street and just talk to me, all you're going to hear is this bullshit about this false reality. That's all you're going to hear. And if you say anything different, I ran into a preacher when I was in the hospital, this black dude named Moses. Boy, he didn't show up running into me, because I laid it on him. See, he turned around, because I'm telling him, and he doesn't even know the Bible itself. He walking with the Bible, and I'm telling him things in the Bible he didn't even know himself. I know I had an impact. I know he's not going to ever look at the Bible again the way he was looking at it before. I know that. Now, he may not come around, but he'll never look at that Bible the same. See? Because they had those preachers and everything. They come in. The first time a white dude came, he saw me. Hey, how you doing? You got up out of there. But the black guy, he came in. His name was Moses. You see? The lone warrior. See? No one can keep up. 73-year-old man, they can't keep up. Because they don't believe. So you measure a person's belief by how much energy they put into it. See? Because they've been at war with us. Look what they've done to us. Look what they've done to us. And and our people, these, what do you call them? They're supposed to be black men with balls and all the stuff. I mean, I can understand to an extent that they're not aware of what happened, but now they're becoming aware. And they say, all the things they've done to us, and the way they humiliate our women and you don't stand up and start kicking ass, want to fight, we ain't going to fight back. We're not going violently. We don't need to go violently. The truth will destroy them. Just turn on the light. The darkness goes. You don't have to start shooting at the darkness. Just turn the damn light on. They're afraid of the light, because that's why they're blocking this. That's why you don't see us on TV, because they're afraid of the light. Don't you understand? You won't ever hear anything like this on TV. You don't hear anything on TV that speaks against them. You don't hear anything in the movies that speaks against them. See, just like even when they make these movies, they always got to have a white guy in here that's the good guy. Just like in Django, see? They got to do that. See? Because it makes like some are good and some are bad. They got to do it in all those movies. Like 24 Years a Slave or something. Who was that? A Brad Pitt? He had to be the good guy. You see? They always got to do that because they want to make the movie, but they got to take it and soften it. They got to whitewash it, so to speak. So after they've done all the things they've done, especially they humiliate our women the way they did, and you know about it, and you sit up here want to celebrate with them and have their little functions and their little parties and their little celebrations and holidays and all that crap they be doing, you should be rejecting all of it. It tells you, you need to reject all of it if you want to get into the hereafter. I've warned you. You can't say I didn't warn you. See, because, oh man, you don't want us to have no fun. No, I don't have all the fun you want to. If that's what you want, then go and do it. I'm not against those out there doing it. If you want to do it, fine. But don't come here and call yourself a warrior, and you ain't no damn warrior. I'm sick of people calling themselves warriors, and they ain't no damn warrior. Because that makes me look bad, and that makes the whole warrior thing. Because, if you got so-called those SEALs, Navy SEALs, and you got a punk Navy SEAL put on, that make all other Navy SEALs think they're punks too. If you ain't 24/7, don't be calling yourself no damn warrior. Because you ain't. You just somebody out there throwing rocks or something. And I will warn everybody, if you ain't on this 24/7, don't call yourself no damn warrior. I warned you. You can't do it, you can't do it. That's fine. See, let me show you a couple of things here. You just don't get it. See, these people do all this stuff to us, all this stuff to us, all this stuff they've done to us. And once you realize that, you should be ready to go to war. But no. You throw a couple of rocks in. And our women still being humiliated and treated badly and raped and everything else is still happening. But even so, once you realize that you're at war, then you should put on your war garments and get your war tools, because you got the most powerful weapon in the world. Then you should pick it up and you should go to war 24/7. But you don't do that. Why? Because you're still owned by Massa. You're still owned by Massa. You ain't bullshitting me. I've been doing this for 30 years. How do you think you're gonna bullshit me? That's why I said lone warrior. I'd rather go by myself because I don't need all these distractions and people coming in. See, I've had this in the past. People come in and pretend and they make me look bad because they look at them and they reflect on me. You see? You know, it says a tree is known by the fruit it bears. So if you out there bullshitting, then that makes me look like a bullshitting tree. And I'm not about bullshit. I don't do nothing half-ass. I'm sick right now. You see me, as long as I'm breathing, I'm on the case. 2 and 3 videos a day. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it too because that's my mission. I've been doing it for 30 years and I ain't stopping. And I don't care if there's one person around me or none. I'd rather be none if they ain't warriors. And so far, no one's met the grade. No one's met the grade. And, oh man, I'm trying. I don't care about you trying. Okay. If I fail to get you home to the hereafter, and I say, I was trying, is that going to make you feel better? You see? Like somebody, you in a house, and the house is burning, and the guy says, well, I tried to get you out. That's going to make you feel better. We ain't interested in that. Let's go on a couple of things we'll get back here. You see here, this is Malachi. This is what brought me to Elijah Muhammad when I didn't even know there was Elijah Muhammad. This is what brought me. I was in Vietnam. I gave up everything. Just when I ran across this verse in the Bible, because I was reading the Bible from cover to cover. I ran to this. That was enough for me. But look at this. This is, you got to read this carefully. So I will send my messenger. He prepared the way before me. Back up on that one. That's not Master Muhammad's talking. Because Master Muhammad prepared the way for Elijah Muhammad. That's Suleiman talking. Elijah Muhammad was supposed to prepare the way before him. The Levites were supposed to prepare the way before him, and they failed. It could not be Master Muhammad's talking because he prepared the way for Elijah. Elijah didn't prepare the way for Master Muhammad. Master Muhammad was going to come here and teach us. And then they tell you later on, that's why you got to read this carefully. And then they tell you, right, and the Lord whom you seek will suddenly come to his temple. That's the one he's talking. And he's the messenger of the covenant. See? Because what? That's what it's all about, the covenant, a covenant Abraham. See? That's what it's all about. But look down here, what his mission is. See, first of all, say, let's talk about this endurance. Who can endure the day of his coming? See, that's what I'm getting at. Who can endure it? Who can stand when he appears? See, none of you can stand. That's what I asked. Who can stand? Because you can't stand. Because your feet and your ass are stuck in Master's vision. See, it's stuck because you can't break loose. See, you can't break loose. You got to break loose 100%. You just can't do it. I broke loose 100%, but you can't do it. That's why it says, who can stand when he appears? Ask the question, who can do it? It even says that in the sixth seal. Who will be able to stand? See? And who can endure? See, who can endure this? Who can endure the battle? And none yet. No one knows it. Some try. We're interested because I didn't try to break the seven seals. See? I didn't try to do that. I did it. And it took everything out of me to do it. It changed my life totally. I had to give up my old life, family, and everything. I'm not complaining because I chose to do it. Like I said, they backed me into it, but I feel they tricked me into it, man. You know, that's another issue altogether. But I still did it. For his mission now. He is like a refiner's fire. See, as fire that takes fire to purify gold and silver. And like fully silver, clean your ass up. Because we've been in this a damn cesspit for 500 years. So he can clean you up. See? He was said as refiner and purifier silver and purifier gold. See? That means he put you in the furnace. He will purify you. He's not going to accept any flaws. Any impurity, he's not going to accept it. Because that is talking about the Lamb's Book of Life. Because you have to be certified. And there's no one certified yet. See, I ain't talking about the sisters. I want to make all of that clear. See, we're not going to put any more burden on these sisters. So I want to make that very clear. Somebody turn around and try to put some burden on the sisters. No, we ain't talking about these sisters. Because these sisters weren't warriors. They can call themselves warriors, and I have no objection to that, as long as they represent properly. Because if they weren't warriors, you would not be here. Because if the mass up to master, everybody would all be demons. See, they had to risk their lives and suffer in pain in order for you to be here. Hide, put their life on the line, sleep when the master wasn't around, right, just to produce you. See? And they get beat damn to death when master found out, right, that they was bearing one slave's children instead of his. So I ain't talking to sisters. I already made that clear. So unless you're a demon, and then, you know, I've had my deals with demons. It's my fault, as you know, because I'm totally focused on this to detriment of my private life. I don't have much of a private life anyway. I'm still a man. You know, and you know what that means, being a man, if you're a man. You know, I love the other half, I love women. See? But like some of you go out there and search it. No. I was foolish in that respect. I've always been foolish in that respect. Always. Because I was totally focused on this. And so I just like accepted pretty much whatever came my way. Because women sort me out. I never sort out women. I never asked a woman for a date or anything. I look around and they come to me. You see? And I'm so busy doing this, I said, okay, well, you know, I'm 73 years old, those days are over. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. That's his mission. See? Then you can read the rest of it. Abraham, that's Malachi. See? That's his mission. And it says he will complete his mission. See? Let's move on to the next one. Now, okay, let me do the next one, come back to that one. See this? And this is Quran. On the day Allah will raise them up. See, that's when the original nation is birthed. Right? They're raised up now. They will swear to him as they swear to you. They would think they have some excuse. Oh man, it was my wedding. It was my anniversary. You know, oh, I had to take care of this thing, man. The boss told me he wanted me to do this. See, they think they have an excuse. Now, sure, they are liars. The devil has gained mastery over them. So that made them forget the remembrance of Allah. So in other words, they should be, it says remembrance of Allah is the greatest force. They should have been focused on Allah 100%. But now they're distracted because the devil has gained mastery over them with his bullshit, his trinkets, his NBA, right? The game, and all other bullshit. Las Vegas, partying, picnics, birthday parties, and all that shit, right? See? He got them distracted with that. And see, they are the devil's party. Now, sure, the devil's party are losers. I'm just telling you. See, you might think, oh man, he just, well, you can call it what you want to call it. See, you're in the furnace. And you can say whatever you want to say, but you're not coming out of that furnace unless you're 100% pure. And you can call it whatever you want to call it. You can get mad, angry, whatever. That's the way it's going to be. That's where it's set up. It's a 50,000-year process. You think that you're going to corrupt that process at the end because you're lazy or you weak or you overcome by the devil. The devil's gained mastery over you. You think you want to change that? Especially after all the suffering, people died and everything to get to this point, to sacrifice, to be transformed into gods. You think that you're going to dismiss all of that and say they think they have some excuse? Oh man, I was tired. See? Oh, my wife, you know. See? Hanging around with people that they already told you they're not for this. I don't care if they're your mother, your father, whoever. Once they told you, if you're not with me, you're against me. They should be dropped like nothing. Oh, that's my friend from childhood. Is he with this? You told him about this? He's against it? Then if you still associate with that person, then you're with that person. You ain't with this. The Bible tells you that. If you love them more than you love this, then you don't. If you love them more than what you love this program, then you with them. You ain't with this. Oh, that's my friend. Well, then stick with your friend. How in hell is he your friend? You're in the battlefield and he's on the other side. Because he ain't on your side, he's on the other side. The very fact that he's not with this is a vector against you. It's a vector against you. See? Because now he becomes a burden because you got to carry him. See? Because he ain't with this. And that's what you're supposed to be 100%. But you're still with him. See? So you ain't with this. There ain't no compromise here, brothers and sisters. The original man, right, and his woman, right, they don't compromise. See? They're mathematicians. You see, the universe out there is not compromised. It wasn't built by compromisers. But you don't get it. Now I know those out to you. It's not some people, oh, they claim they're with me, and then you got those other people out there. They're listening. They ain't telling you they're listening. You got a lot of people that's listening, I know. I got ways to find out, but I know they're listening. They're sitting back. Well, you sit on back. See? Because Scripture already told me what's going to happen. See, I knew I didn't know the first year. I didn't know the first year. Because the first year I thought, man, so I started doing this, my 140,000 going to jump up, and then bam. And that's what I thought when I first got into it. And that's how it kind of tricked me into it. They had me all fired up. Right? I said, let me get out here, man. You know. And it took me a year to settle down. Right? Because I was excited. Once I break those seals, I was excited. I was fired up. I'm fired up now. See? But that was my first take. Because if you read it carefully, it looks like, said, when you open those seals, right? It says, word he received riches and all that kind of stuff. I said, oh, wow. See? But they didn't say receive it immediately, and that's why I took it. Because I'm still an amateur in the AL-INJIL. I broke the seals, but still a baby in it. And about a year later, I started kind of start mellowing out, right? Stopped crawling and start walking. And I realized, oh, that's 30 years down the line. That's when a nation going to be birthed. I was a little discouraged because I didn't know it was going to be, at first, I knew about the Abrahamic covenant in 1619 from Elijah Muhammad. See, so I knew that's 2020, that's 30 years right there, because I broke the seals in 1990. But I had an idea that, hey, maybe breaking the angel was somehow, because it says those days will be shortened. So I thought maybe that breaking the angel would cause those days to be shortened. That's what I was thinking then. See, that's when I was still crawling. Then I started getting my feet, started walking, and then I realized I put it all together. See, and I've been putting it together more and more as I study. I'm still studying now. I don't study as much as I used to. I used to study like 24/7. But now I said, hey, whoa, they didn't give me this book just to be studying it. The book is out there to be preaching it. Because our people are lost because of lack of knowledge. So now I start preaching it. See, I didn't have internet, all that kind of stuff. But I created me a website. I had a website. See, I used to print posters and leaflets and stuff and go around and spread them all over the place, right? I used to give talks to people, invite people over to, I was living in a mini mansion, and we had a separate house that was over a garage, and I invite people, they had like my little temple, and give talks. I was busy. And I got people interested, like I said, but they couldn't stick around long, because they just could not keep up. And I wouldn't lie to them. I don't lie to people. People tell you, if anything, they don't like me, because most people don't like me. But they know I keep my word. If I give my word, I'm going to keep it. And no one's yet called me a liar. I mean, well, some of these people on Facebook call me liars. Right? Like one guy says, man, I don't argue it. I don't argue either. But I shot back at him, reason why you argue, because you have nothing to argue with. That's why you ain't arguing. But he called me a fool. I don't argue with fools. Because I laid it on him. He gonna be knocking Christianity, right? I said, well, hell, that's like calling a kettle black, right? Pot calling a kettle black, because you soon it's just as bad. See? So anyway, I don't argue with fools. I said, okay, I don't argue at all. But you don't argue because you have nothing to argue with. See, and I don't argue because I don't waste my time. I don't have time for that. Because if you arguing, that means you're resisting. I don't have time for that. That's a story about the rusty locks. If you resist, move on. Because while you argue this fool, you could be saving another fool. Lifting them up from their foolishness. So it says, they think they have an excuse. Oh man, okay, oh man. We'll see. Because the devil has gained mastery over them. He's locked up in that vortex, gravitational vortex. And you can't get out of it. You just cannot escape it. See, you can't escape it 100%. You just can't do it. And that's okay. Because it says, the lone warrior. And everybody knows I've been on this case 24/7, sick, not sick, whatever, for 30 years. Whatever tools available, I use. Whatever money that's necessary to get the message across. Because I got 3 or 4 computers right here. I need them because they take down one. I don't waste time. I can bring them another while I'm working on that one. Because I'm all in for your sake. I'm not all in for my sake. See? Because I could drop this. Farad would be angry with me. He'd be very angry with me. See? But I can drop this. I don't need to wait for another place. I know exactly where to go to be protected from the hell that's about to break loose. I know exactly where to go. See? But, you know, I walked away one time, right? It tells you in Jonah, I walked away one time and Farad whooped my ass. So, you know, I don't want to make that mistake again. He didn't kill me. But he whooped me up for 3 years because I didn't want to preach this message to the demons, to Farrakhan them. I didn't want to tell them. I wanted them to stay just like they are because I didn't want to take a chance that they might repent. All those vipers and stuff over there, I didn't want to take that chance because they might hear this and they might repent. See, and I know Base of Islam, that's Master Muhammad's baby. He's the one that, right, initiated that. See, right? He once set up and he transferred over to Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad didn't create the FOI. He was a FOI under Master Prophet Muhammad. And I just didn't want to do it. You know? That's resistance to the will of Allah. I didn't want to do it. But it says, by the things he suffered, he learned obedience. So it said I had to get a little whipping too. It says in Jonah, see? But the bottom line was, I was right. It said Jonah was right. See? Because the whole idea was, right? That was the other thing he was upset about, because it says, I know you're not going to destroy these people at that time. See? Because the scripture says it. See? I understood the scriptures. I'm not going into that detail. Right? Obama was president, and that would have been 40 years from 75. So that would have been 2015. And according to Belshazzar and Daniel, that's when Darius, who was Farad, would take down the kingdom. See, that's when he's supposed to do it. But then you read Joseph, right? In other words, if they repented, if you read the story about Joseph, right? Because you have to connect the two. But in Joseph, right, they did repent, so they were saved. It's the same event. How do you know? Because when you read the two, at the end, he gets a gold necklace. That means he gets control of the original nation. And both Joseph and Daniel, right? At the end, because they were the only ones that could break those seals, could interpret dreams. See, so they represent Suleiman. So it was 2 cases there. What would happen if they repent, and what happened when they didn't repent? So they didn't repent, they would be destroyed during Obama's term. If they wasn't, they would be destroyed afterwards. See? And I was aware of those because you have those scriptures. What happens if this happened? And what happens if that happened? See? And I went with the other one. See? And I didn't believe that he was going to do it. But I had not read Jonah at the time. See? If I had, I probably would have made the move I made. So I said, man, I'm not going to do it. Because I don't believe you're going to destroy me anyway. You got me going, you're going to tell me, go ahead and tell these people this stuff. And you ain't going to do it. I know you ain't going to do it. That's your baby. You're not going to destroy the NOI. And so I came back after he whooped up. I spent 3 years in Guam, locked up and everything else. I mean, they had me down. I wasn't supposed to leave there alive. 3 years I'm out there, out in the sea, out over there in the, around the Philippines and Australia, locked down. Threw me in jail and everything else. I was actually on trial. They actually put me on trial, a jury trial and everything else. But at that time I decided that I'm going to come back and do it, and that's what I'm wanting me to do. So I felt his hand in there because all of a sudden everything just turned around and everything went in my favor. I just saw it was like a miracle, like an angel was in there just kicking their ass. And they had me all set up and next thing I know, I'm walking out of there. So I came back home and I started preaching. I went to the NOI and started talking to them. See, down in Tampa. Went to a study group, you know, and they rejected it like I knew they would. And then Master Muhammad did not destroy him after 40 years. Didn't do it. I knew he wasn't going to do it. So I was right, but I was wrong too, because even though I was right, you're still supposed to obey to God. That's what makes you righteous. See, because he's the time God. He's the one that creates time. See, and we should keep up with him. And me as a high priest, I should do it more than anyone. See, but I failed in that respect. Well, the scientists knew I would do it. See, it's just like that same dilemma that the jinn had. How you gonna make me submit to somebody that's wicked and evil? So I sympathize with the jinn, but still, no, you got to do it. You got to do Allah's will. That's what makes you righteous. See, Adam has been doing Allah's will for the last 500 years. He was righteous while he was doing it, because he was doing to the point that he was obeying Allah's will. But when he went overboard, see, he's being judged for what he did beyond that, beyond Allah's limits. See, so you can sympathize with Iblis. Man, why do you want me to submit to somebody that's going to make bitch me shed blood? I'm a righteous person. I obey you. I love you. I do everything you ask me to do, but now you ask me to go against everything you've been teaching me. You've been teaching me to be righteous and follow righteous people and follow righteous people's example and follow you, and all of a sudden you tell me now I got to follow a devil. I mean, what are you talking about? Allah tells me, no, I know what you know not. See? Because it was a time of unrighteousness. And God keeps you in sync with the times. So he says, this is a time of unrighteousness, and if it's a time of unrighteousness, you have to be unrighteous to be successful during that time. And so you unrighteous by nature, the devil's unrighteous by nature, they will be successful, and you will not be. And that's exactly what happened. See? So I had to learn. That was a very important lesson. I had to learn it. See, experience brings about wisdom. And that was a flaw in mine. And now it's removed. Because I have to be pure gold too. How can I tell you be pure gold and I'm not pure gold myself? See? So he removed that last purification, 3 years. It was a tough 3 years. But that burned out all the impurities. Because I was operating, I didn't realize I had that little flaw until that situation came up. See? Like I said, since Satan was perfect, well, I think it was Lucifer was perfect in all his ways until iniquity is found in him. See, sometimes you have circumstances reveal something that you didn't realize was there. See? And so that was a little flawed in me. A little shortness, a little bit of a misunderstanding. And it caused me 3 years of suffering. So now it's removed. I won't make that mistake again. Whatever Master Muhammad says, commands me, he doesn't speak to me directly. Right? He done that when I was sick, I called out and he answered. That's the first time I ever called out to him. That's the first time he ever answered me. He answered me when I was about to die. I was at the point of death. But I don't talk to him. See, I understand what he wants because this angel tells me everything I need to know. What he's doing, only thing he doesn't tell me is when he's going to do it. Other than that, I know what he's doing and why he's doing it and where he's doing it. I just don't know exactly when he's going to take down the false Israel. I know it's going to be soon. You can look at the headlines and see that. So, on that day, Allah will raise them up. That's the birth. And they will swear to him as they swear to you. And they think they have some excuse. They swear to me, oh man, okay. Now, sure, they're liars. Because the devil gained mastery over them. So they're distracted by all this bullshit. See? Christmas, for fake Ramadan. See? Celebrations. Stuff the devil made up. New Year's. Fake New Year. See? Christmas, Easter, birthdays. See? See? They're distracted by all of that. See? That's all part of this world. Because we will not have that in the hereafter. Hereafter is promised and we'll not have it. See? And so Elijah Muhammad said, you start your hereafter here. That's what he said. You start here. It means you gotta break loose here in order to get there. So let's back up here. Now I'm going to get to this one. This little segue here, right? Let me do this. Okay, move right here where you can see this. Okay, this little segue here. And certainly you have come to us one by one as we created you at first, and you have left behind your backs that we gave you. Now, this is a part of what we're talking about, but I wanted to bring this up because it's been on my mind and I keep forgetting to talk about it. See? But see, this is a verse nobody pays attention to. Then listen to this carefully. And you have left behind your backs. What do you mean you left behind your back? How can you leave your back behind? That we gave you. See, you left your back behind. Think about it. How can you leave your back behind? Because what you think it's saying is not what it's saying. See? In other words, before there was gender, there was just one being that had both, right? The strength and the reproduction and the strength and the beauty, right? But it was one being and one being. See? So it had one back. But when it's separated, now both have back. So that means we gave both back. That's what it means. Now you have a back. So you're independent. See, once you have a back, then that means you're independent. And when you quiet, no one's totally independent. But now you have you yourself. You have your own personality. So the female had her personality. She had her independence. And the male has independence. See, because both of them had backs now. That's what it's talking about. See, because everything came from us. And by when we bring them into existence, now they have a back. That means they're separated from us now. They have their own backs. That's what it's talking about. I thought I'd bring that up. It's for you to study and think about. See, because nobody pays attention. Otherwise, tell me if that doesn't mean that. Tell me what it does mean. See. So in this case, they talk to the devils. Because we gave them their backs. They was in us. As Master Muhammad tells, you had two seeds. The dark seed, the black seed, and you had the brown seed. The black germ and the brown germ. And he took the brown germ, and because there was like in the gender, you had the sperm and the egg in the one being. So we had two natures in one being. And so we separated the natures out. And that's another thing I haven't talked about very, very much. Because at the end of the expansion, as we expanding, the tension becomes greater and greater. So at first we bring out something simple, microbes and things, and something more complicated. At the end of the expansion, we bring out the most complicated. That means we separate that brown germ from that black germ. And the brown germ, we gave it this back personification of that's the devils. That's the last purification, because the original people, that brown seed is not in them anymore. It's dormant. It can't be activated anymore. Just like a man cannot produce a child anymore. See, we had a breast, we had the markings, but we do not have all the stuff it takes to produce a child. So in other words, when the original man, those that make the pure gold that returns, you will not be able to make a devil out of them anymore, because you cannot be able to activate that brown germ anymore. Because that's how I said we do finally totally all the process to define ourselves, and we have defined it most perfectly defined we could possibly be. See, now the brown germ is represented, but it's represented with discipline. That's Master Muhammad and the Shia. See, now they have the brown germ, but they have it under the discipline of the spatial mind. See, but we don't have it anymore. But they do. But it's under discipline. See, so they're the technical side, and we're the spatial side. We're the creative side. We say be, and they say it is. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that. I think I talked about that enough. See, I didn't mean to talk as much as I'm talking now. So I think I'm going to close this out in a second. But brothers and sisters, it says the judgment will be any day that's a day to be reckoned with. And Prophet Muhammad said he didn't know if he could make it through it, because we're looking for pure gold. So you want to sit around and talk and bullshit and celebrate your holidays and all that kind of stuff, and you keep doing that. When you come up short, you can't say I didn't tell you. See, because you see me, I'm not saying one thing and doing another. You don't see me doing that stuff. You see me 24/7. You see me I'm sick right now. I'm putting back two presentations a day, 3. I'm still, right? I'm still wearing my hospital badge. I need to cut that off, actually. Ain't got around to it, too busy. So, I'm going to close this out, like I said. The lone warrior. And I'm not going to allow anyone to call themselves an angel warrior, and they're not. You can't be an angel warrior, forget it. Just leave it alone, because you're not going to misrepresent. I told everyone, I said, you can do this, but you can't, I made it very clear, you can't misrepresent it. And you misrepresent it if you being other, because I'm setting the example of what an angel warrior is. And if you're not following that example, then you're not an angel warrior. I'm setting the criteria. See? So you got to keep up with me. I'm the high priest. I'm the one you have to keep up with, because I'm keeping up with Master Muhammad. So if you ain't with this 100% 24/7, then leave it alone. You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, but don't call yourself angel warrior. Don't say you're associated with me. You might go out and tell people, "Oh man, I like what he's saying. It's interesting, and I believe him, whatever." But don't tell him that you're an angel warrior. Don't tell him you stay away, because you're not. See, I'm set the standard. It says Suleiman will set the standard. See, And we're not going to have any bullshit, half-ass. That's not what it's about. That's why I said I'm going to do that. I hate even being on Facebook. Because the whole thing is about bullshit. And just being on it taints you. Just being on it taints you. And so, like I said, I got back on it when I got sick because I couldn't bring my computer at the hospital. So the only way I could communicate anything is I had to go that way. I couldn't put it up on YouTube. So I'm back off it. And YouTube is a little better, but at least it's worldwide unless they openly. Because you go on YouTube, you see stuff from all over the place. But Facebook, they got a little trick. Well, they do it on YouTube to a certain extent too. Facebook, they got a little trick. See, it's just your friends, and they limit to your audience. So you may be talking to one person. You may be talking to yourself. They limit it very. See, Facebook is not what they make it out to be, and that's a waste of time over there. That's why I always put my videos up on YouTube, and I use Facebook to just, to put a link to my YouTube, because I never did depend on Facebook because I know it was bullshit, and YouTube is not that much better, but it is better. But it's a means, and I'm looking for any kind of means I can to reach these people. So some of you may not know this, but Elijah Muhammad didn't have he used to publish his articles in Chicago Sun-Times, and I forget the Chicago. There's two Chicago papers. One is the Chicago Sun-Times. I'm not sure what the name of the other one was. And he used to publish his articles in there, 4-page, whatever. See, and the Chicago Defender. That was another one. The Chicago Defender, I think, was mostly black orientated. But that's where he used to put his papers until Malcolm X came along and says, let's have our own paper. See? And so Elijah Muhammad took and bought a press, and he had white folks come in and teach us black folks how to run the press. That's how I learned. I was like in my 20s, and I think that's a long story, but I ended up becoming a foreman. And if you understand about the press industry, you got 40, 50 years old before you're going to become a foreman because you got to know a lot of stuff. But I was 20, I was a foreman, night foreman. See, it was printing our own paper. I don't know who's printing paper for Farragon now. We print our own paper. See, but it took Malcolm to come along. See, that's what I'm saying. See, because I'm just one person. And I'm on a 24-hour day just like you are. And I got to put the information out there. I got to study. I got to do a certain amount of things, to maintain my basic health. I got to apply the 5 fundamental principles of Islam. I do those things. And I'm neglecting myself to some extent. That's why they tell me they think that's why I'm getting sick. Because they couldn't find anything in the hospital. They looked for cancer, they looked for everything. They cleared me of all that stuff. Except, the basic stuff, large prostrate and that stuff. The normal stuff a person 70 years old got. But they cleared me of cancer, all that stuff. They couldn't figure out what caused me to. And they think, it was probably, I was, what they call it, burnout. I don't know if you know what burnout is when you get to where you just can't do anything. Your energy is just gone. That problem, I know what Master Muhammad told me the problem was. See, that may be it. Work together. I don't know, but they couldn't figure it out. So come down, maybe I was just burned out. I just burnt myself out. I had no more energy to do anything because that was the symptoms I had. I had no energy to do it. I just laid on the couch. I just couldn't do anything. I had no energy to do anything. I couldn't get up. I couldn't do anything. I just lived for 3 weeks. I didn't eat anything. All I did was I drank something little. I didn't drink that much. I was dehydrated, but I didn't eat anything. Nothing. Zero. For almost 3 weeks. I lost about 30, 40 pounds. I had no energy to do anything. I wasn't depressed or anything. I just didn't have nothing. See? And I was burnt out once a long time ago when I had my business, my computer business, I was working so hard, I burnt myself out, right? And that's a bad feeling. But not like I didn't build myself out to the extent I was this time. I burned myself out that day because I couldn't, it was, I could do things, but it was very difficult for about a month. I was like 90 years old, I could hardly do anything. I could just barely get to work, and when I got to work, I was falling asleep. You see? I was doing contracting work and stuff, and I just couldn't keep up. See? But this was much worse, much more intense. And because of that, they said because of inactivity, because I just laid there and didn't do anything, it caused me to have blood clots. They said I had a severe blood clot, one of the worst they've seen. It went from my knee, my ankle, all the way up to my groin. And then it got into my lungs. That's what caused incessant coughing. And so now they got me on blood thinners, right? To keep from going to my brain or heart. And because that's on the verge. I mean, it could happen anytime, break loose, right now. And you see me in the hereafter, if you make it, right? I ain't talking about somebody's out there in some Spookyville. See? Because I'm 73 years old, everybody can tell me slow down, you gotta slow down. I can't slow down. The house is on fire. My people in the house. And the house is on fire. And I know it, and you don't. Because if you did know it, either you don't give a damn, right? Or you don't know it. Or you're scared to run the house and get them out. Because you got time for it. Oh man, let me think about this, man. Give me a cigarette, man. Give me a smoke, man. See, let me go over and talk to the neighbors and see if they got some ideas. People in the house burning up. They're screaming. See? Oh, man, let me go take a break, baby. Let's get my strength together. Let me get a cup of coffee. So people say, oh, man, what's wrong with you? You don't want no followers, man? I said, no, I don't want no followers. I never asked for any followers. I never asked anybody to do anything for me. That's the last thing I want is a follower. I'm looking for gods. I don't want no follower. Man, you ain't gonna never get no followers like that, man. You chase them away. Or if they chase them away, that means they wasn't believers to begin with, doesn't it? You can't chase a believer away. It's impossible. They know it's going to be a flood, and they see you building an ark. You can talk with their mama. You can kick them in the ass. They ain't leaving an ark. They ain't leaving it unless they're suicidal. See, that called shaking a tree. See? Because only the true believers, they're going to hold on no matter what. No matter what. See? So that's why you can shake that tree real hard. That's why it says there'll be great shaking. You can shake it real hard. See, shake it real hard. That means the only strongest apple is going to remain on that tree. The weakest one's going to fall off. And that's what you want. See? Oh man, you got to be nice to people. I mean, trying to be nice to anybody. I don't care about nobody's damn feelings. We ain't about feelings. We're about wisdom and knowledge. That's what gets out here. That's the devil. He's with his feelings, his music, his Hollywood, his drugs. See? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters, the lone warrior. The lone warrior. See? Because no one else will keep up. It's amazing. That's what scientists saw. They didn't make that happen. That's what they saw. And you say, well, you think about it. See, that's why our people are not on the mind zone. Because in the mind zone, they wouldn't be acting like they're acting now. They're still in the heart. They try to tell you in the mind zone, but in the heart zone, they still, rock at the master's beat. Oh man, I got a birthday. I got an anniversary. See, I got a picnic. See, we having a one-way party. See, I got to watch NFL, NBA. See, You know, all, see, all the devil got their heart. They can't break free. You see. But you're on a mental level, all that's bullshit, that shit goes away. It don't mean anything to you. It doesn't mean anything to you. You don't have to worry about anybody's feelings because you're not dealing with feelings anymore. When you deal with people on the mental level, you're not dealing with feelings. The mind does not feel. They tell you, you could take you take someone and you can pick a stick, pick it, put a pin in their brain, and the brain does not feel it. Don't take them or Google it. The skin will feel getting to the brain, but once they open your brain up, right, and operate, they don't have to put you to sleep. They keep you awake. When they're doing brain surgery, they keep you awake. You know why? Because your brain doesn't feel it. See? But the point is that if they touch your speech zone, then they might have you talking. They just might maybe saying a rhyme or something. Go to his speech center, and then you stop talking. That means they mess with the wrong part of the brain. They back off. But when they do brain surgery, they do not put you under because the brain does not feel. It's the heart. There's fear. There's fear and all that stuff, emotion. That's coming from the heart. It's not coming from the brain. The brain does not feel anything. Nothing. Take my word for it. Check it out. So they still all on them. They talk about it. It's on the heart level. Because if they was on the mind level, nothing I said would offend them. Nothing. Nothing. Because they would rationalize it, make sense. Oh, yeah. But if they're on the heart level, oh, man, you don't take away my fun, man. See? I can't do nothing. I just got to listen to that bullshit. I got to be teaching the angel. I can't do anything but that. See? But you don't say that when they be putting on Jay-Z, Kanye, you know, you be, see what I'm saying? So you're either in this world's life or you're in the hereafter. The world's life, the power. Which one you invested in? You can't invest in both. You've been told. See, pure gold, nothing less. Pure silver, nothing less. See? And you're going to get a second chance, right? In the tribulation. So if that's the way you want to go, have at it. See, that's your last chance to be purified. Purification under fire. See? Because I've been teaching for 30 years. And it says only 144,000 in the background are reacting to it. And so when a nation is born, when water breaks and a nation is born, they will come forth ready. Mind's own. See, it says it tells you the description of them, they're totally dedicated. They said first of all, they heard the angel says, they sang a new song. That only those could sing it as those who heard it. That means they were singing the song of the angel. And because they could hear it. See? And so they were singing the song of the angel. See? And it says they followed the Lamb wherever he went. That means they were standing with him no matter. They said, who would be able to stand? It says they stood with him no matter where he went. He was with them. They kept pace with him no matter what he did or what he was doing. That's the description of those going into the promised land. First class. On the fortress, the wheel. See? Because they met the criteria. See, we're not taking 98. It's 98. What the song said, 98% just won't do. 100%. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. This is no damn game. And we see we're getting closer and closer and closer. Some of you can see, some of you don't. But in a few more days, you're going to see. And all this information, right, is going to be there, but it's not going to be long. Because the internet's going to crash not too long after that. Because everything's going to crash. There ain't going to be the internet, no electricity, anything else. Unless you got some batteries. So I advise you, right, if you want to keep up with things, you better download these tapes into some kind of disc and get you a lot of batteries. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. And I will not be here to give it to you because I'm going out first class. I'm not going to stay behind. See, I've already done my job. I'm not going to stay behind and get my ass kicked in the tribulation, for you when I went 30 years sacrificing everything to get this information to you, right? And you didn't accept it, and then those that did hear it didn't stand up and do a damn thing about it. 8 billion vectors of darkness, and only one standing fighting back. And you are standing all this shit they done to you. And you should be warriors. You should be ready to stand up. And you have to use no guns like these dummy ass tomorrow. I'm gonna pick some guns. Where you gonna get the ammunition from? You got the most powerful weapon in the universe, Angel. And you should be snapping. You should be ready, but you ain't. Why? 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 If you don't deserve vengeance, no one else does. Because they can't touch this angel. Nobody's been able to touch it, argue with me. I mean, I don't argue with anyone, but nobody's been able to touch it. I've been teaching it. They don't contest it with me directly. They don't, because they have nothing to do with it. You don't hear Wesley or none of them is coming. I've sent them texts. I've sent them messages. Come on. You want to prove that crap you talked about with Farrakhan? We get on together. I'm not a debater. I don't get into that. But I'll do a debate with you guys. Let's go open TV. Let's go open forum. And you bring your bullshit and I bring mine and see. Because they'll never do it. They will never do it. I'll give invitations. Some of you know. I gave open invitations about 6, 7, 8 months ago. They will never do it. Because all they got is bullshit. See? And they don't want to be exposed to the light. Because right now, they're not exposed to the light. They're in darkness so nobody can see them. They don't even know there's demons. The demons will walk around in full view, doing their damage, and nobody even know they're there. Unless you've been studying angel, you don't even know what a damn demon is. And we are plagued with demons. 150% of black folks in America are demons, and you don't even know that. Most people don't even know what a demon is. You see how dark it is? And I exposed them. The lone warrior. So far I'm the lone warrior. Well, I can't keep up, but you make excuses. Okay, that says they think they have an excuse. No, you can't keep up with me, not because I got an advantage, because I way ahead of you. I kept up with Elijah Muhammad. How long? He had 30 years advantage on me. He kept with Master Muhammad. I'm keeping up with Master Muhammad. What, he got 100 years advantage over me? That's bullshit. You can't keep up because your head, your ass and your feet are stuck in Master's vision. That's why you can't keep up. That's why you can't keep up. See? Because you're clinging to the earth. That's why you can't keep up. See, they think they got an excuse. Oh, man. I couldn't keep... Really? Okay. Well, you keep thinking that. See? In judgment, we're coming to the judgment. Who will be able to stand? See? See if all that stuff will make sense to you then. Or excuses you think you have. See? If you asked about your friend, why was you friends with this person? Why was you friends with this person if you knew this person was an enemy? I mean, why would you be friends with your enemy? They may be a demon. Oh man, I've been doing them all my life. Okay, then you go out with them. There's your friend. Stick with them. Then bye. Get the hell out of here. You know, brothers and sisters, if I sit down and tell you all the details of the judgment, some of you would just die. It would not be a joke. See, the sisters, they're immune to it. I'm going to make sure that happens. We're not going to judge your sisters. I'm not going to let it happen. Not happen. See, I'm not going to happen. See, the scientists, they didn't say, but that's my call. I'm not going to happen. Because I know what you went through. And I'm not going to judge you. So you don't have to worry about judgment. But you call yourself brothers out there to be tested to see if you're pure gold. And you come with a flaw. See, you come with a devil on your arm. See? Demon friends. Hanging around with people that's not for real. Oh, I knew that. Okay, well then, you go with them. See? You better start reading in the scripture. It gives you all kinds of indications what judgment will be like about the people that came to the wedding and wasn't dressed for it. You know what that means? They came in named Richardson, Knickerbocker. That's what it meant. They came with those devil names. And their ass was thrown right back out. See? Because we don't want you owned by the devil. You got a devil's name. You got the devil's brand. You see how critical that is? And most of our people are in that condition. Elijah Muhammad warned you to get rid of them damn names. All of it. I got rid of mine as soon as Elijah Muhammad, he gave me the X, but we still had with that name, but he put an X there. But as soon as he departed, I got rid of that name. It's all trace of it gone. All traces of my driver's license, or my social security card, right? Or for everything, even my military records. I changed that. Everything, all traces of it. Let everybody know, I ain't your devil. I don't own by the devil no more. There's no trace of it on Facebook, any place else. Because ain't any part. So I know my foot in both worlds. See, I'm Richard over here, but I'm Muhammad over there. See, I'm Muhammad to you, to us, but on the job, see, he's Richardson. See, who the hell you think you're kidding? You come in with any trace of that name, and that's gonna be hell to pay. We've been warned, brothers and sisters. I'm just telling you what the scriptures say. They came in, they was just thrown out into hell just because they was wrongly dressed. They wasn't dressed for the wedding. They came with their cross on, their devil's name, boom, out. It gives you all kinds of indications of what it's going to be like. And I'm just telling you, that's what warning is. You don't get mad to warner. He tells you, hey, don't go down that road because it's a mudslide. You don't get mad at him because he's warning you. Oh man, I'm gonna go down there, man. I'm gonna get to this party, and that's the fastest way to go. But then go on then, fool. That's why they kill prophets and messengers. They come and warn them. They don't like to warn, so they kill them. Then they run into the thing that they was being warned about. It's dumb, but that's that heart zone. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. See, it's my job to warn you. If I don't warn you, then I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm not going to get a foul of mess from Muhammad again. He's the God, not me. I'm just the high priest. He's the God. Make no mistake. Nobody's let you tell you I'm the God. See, we all are gods. But he, the time God, he's the God of this time. He's just as original Jew as me, but he's got a devil body to keep him from suffering energy deprivation so he has his full power to do the job he needs to do. So you better understand, brothers and sisters, I'm totally in sync with Master Muhammad. That little incident I had with Muhammad, that will never happen again. I'm totally in sync. And I will remain in sync forever. Okay? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I hope you understand. Because the judgment is only 144,000. They're going to pass right into. But a lot of you end up going to, it says, you read it. It says, at that time, Michael would deliver those who are in the Lamb's book of life. And then many that sleep in the dust, see, you was asleep, and then you finally wake. Some everlasting life, and some everlasting shame and appallment. That means you got to go to tribulation because you wasn't delivered. Only one was delivered was those in the book. So now you got to go to tribulation to be delivered. You better read that stuff, brothers and sisters. Okay, I'm going to let it go, brothers and sisters. I think that's it. Okay, it's late. Oh well, it's Saturday morning or it's after 12 o'clock. Okay, brothers and sisters, not that I'm tired. I'm glad my voice held up because blood thinners. They said it would dissolve those clots in my lungs, so maybe it's working. I'm still coughing, but maybe not as much as before. That's another thing. So I talk about coughing, I start coughing, so it's like a psychological thing too. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.